Welcome to Runegistics, where I make fast guides that cut straight to the point and help you get your OSRS tasks done as quickly as possible. Today's walkthrough is for the quest Monkey Madness 1. This guide applies to no restriction accounts as well as Iron Man accounts. Feel free to follow the inventory tracker, pause points, pre-fight indicators, and transport indicators at your leisure. Before beginning this quest, you'll need to have previously completed the quests The Grand Tree and Tree Gnome Village. There are no level requirements to complete this quest, but it does help to have 43 prayers, so you can use all of the overhead protection prayers. It's not a hard requirement, but you'll slowly see it definitely makes this a lot less stressful. To complete this quest, you'll need the following tradable items. You should take the time to gather these items prior to beginning this quest. An extremely important note here. You need to have regular monkey bones for this quest. Technically in OSRS there are 7 different types of monkey bones, and the type of monkey you kill determines the types of bones you receive. For this quest you need to obtain the bones of a basic level 3 monkey. Not a ninja monkey, not a monkey on Atoll, or a gorilla, just the basic monkeys you find in any one of these specific locations. Also keep in mind during this quest you'll be teleporting around and I guess you could say soft restarting or doing some kind of intermissions during this quest, meaning you'll have plenty of opportunities to go to a bank before continuing. Just something to keep in mind when preparing your food, prayer potions, stamina potions, etc., all those things. Normally in my guides I would include a path for Iron Man to take to gather all necessary items here, but the required items for this quest are pretty simple. You can get a gold bar and a ball of wool in numerous places all around G.L.O. The big thing here, as I just said, are having the correct monkey bones, which you can get during the quest right at the beginning actually, and I'll cover it in the walkthrough. There are a plethora of useful items for this quest. A lot of people worry about Monkey Madness being the first real big challenge in OSRS, but like most things in life, if you come prepared and utilize all of the creative mechanics allowed to you, this quest is honestly pretty simple. It's just really long. In order of importance, I would suggest having good healing food, prayer potions, and stamina potions or energy potions at your disposal. As I stated earlier, you will have multiple opportunities to return to a bank during this quest. So decide what starting amount of these you would like and just constantly keep them replenished every chance you get in every intermission that I point out. The wiki states to bring a knife for free healing food, but I personally think this is 100% bait. Pineapples do not heal a lot, and a lot of the things on the island of Atoll hit really hard. Just bring better food. I would also recommend bringing 1 to 2 anti-poison potions each time, since you can and likely will get poisoned a couple times during this quest, as well as a lockpick to help making escaping the prison much more manageable, which you have to do twice during this quest. As far as helpful teleports and spells, there's plenty that you can use, but let me just keep it really simple. Using an Ardy cloak or an Ardy teleport spell is so much easier and better than all the other options. Since you'll be teleporting out a few times during this quest, this teleport specifically is a great option because it is close to a bank and near a spirit tree, so you can move to the Tree Gnome stronghold pretty quickly, a common location you'll go to in this quest. Also, obviously you can wheel the Ardy cloak, which will save you some much needed inventory space. A teleport to Prereq would also work, so you can use a spirit tree there to go to the stronghold, but I still would prefer the Ardy cloak option, especially if you're doing this for the first time. Finally, there's only one NPC to defeat during Monkey Madness 1. A level 195 jungle demon. Technically you also have to kill the level 3 monkey, but I'm not really including that here. Level 195 may seem intimidating, but it can be safe spotted, so it's not as scary as it seems. You will be maneuvering around a lot of aggressive monsters during this quest though, so expect to take some damage throughout Monkey Madness 1. Because of the jungle demon being the only NPC to kill and it being safe spottable, my walkthrough is completed using graceful gear with a ranged attack setup. You can use either magic or range, but one is necessary to safe spot the jungle demon at the end. Other than that, it's recommended to use lightweight or weight reducing equipment to optimize pace. Monkey Madness 1 can be broken up into 4 separate sections. Well, I guess you could say chapters, since that's literally how they break it down in the game itself. You have chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. As far as optimal starting inventory, here's what I use for my optimal starting inventory, which will remain on screen and continuously update. Again, this might change for you, but the idea should be relatively the same. A couple anti-poisons, something to help with your run energy, 1 gold bar, 1 lockpick, and food to fill. Also important to note, in the beginner inventory, make sure you leave 3 open inventory spaces because you're going to need them. Also keep in mind here, I have the Ardy cloak equipped. If you're not using the Ardy cloak and rather using the Ardy teleport spell, make sure you bring the runes for that teleport spell. To begin this quest, talk to King Narnode Shireen in the Tree Gnome stronghold. Accept the quest and he will give you the Gnome Royal seal. From here, take the Gnome glider atop the Grand Tree to Karamjan. called Gandius. Once here, look around for a monkey and kill it to loot its bones. These will be the bones that you use later on in the quest. Once you have the bones, head north of the glider landing site to the shipyard and speak with G.L.O. Caranock, who will direct you back to the king. Take the glider back and talk to the king, who will give you Narnode's orders and tell you to speak to G.L.O. Speak to him on the second floor of the Grand Tree near the Blurberry Bar. Exhaust his dialogue options, then tell him you're ready to leave. G.L.O. will transport you to a hangar and introduce you to Wadar, where you have to solve the infamous puzzle this quest is notorious for. I'll admit, this puzzle blows, especially if you aren't using RuneLight. And even then, the RuneLight Quest Helper plugin isn't extremely clear. It took me a second to figure it out, and I've done this quest like 4 times. So what I want to do here is talk through the way to solve this on RuneLight. If you aren't using RuneLight, I'd recommend utilizing the Treasure Trails guide on the wiki for solving these sliding puzzles, since almost all of the puzzles like this in OSRS operate the exact same way. I'll leave a link in the description to that page specifically. It's also worth mentioning, if you're rich and don't even want to deal with this, you can cough up 200 KGP to have the puzzle skipped and continue on the way with the quest. To do this, you'll have to go to G.L.O. near the Grand Tree, located right here. Pay him and he'll complete the whole puzzle for you, save for one piece to slide. If you are using RuneLight, the arrows presented on this puzzle are honestly extremely confusing at first. To make it simple, the way this puzzle works and the arrows work on the screen is just like a game of Snake. The arrows correspond to the location where the piece is now, in relation to where it needs to be. Meaning that if it has a right arrow on it, the piece needs to move left. If the arrow is up, it needs to move down, etc. To tackle this puzzle on RuneLight, start by clicking on the piece with an arrow that is attached to the empty space on your board. Once you do that, you'll notice the arrow piece you clicked has moved, and the arrow that was formerly there has now moved to the front of the snake on another piece. From here, all you need to do is keep clicking on the arrowed pieces that represent the butt of the snake. RuneLight basically solves this puzzle for you, but it does in a way that's super unclear. Just keep clicking the butt of the snake. You'll see the moves left number keep increasing and decreasing. Don't worry about it. As long as you follow the butt of the snake, you'll get to the solution. If you accidentally click the wrong one, that's okay. Just keep clicking on the butt of the snake. It will correct itself and you'll be home free eventually. Once you have the puzzle completed, talk to G.L.O, then to Wadar. You will fly to Crash Island. There, ask Lumdo to go to Atoll. Talk to Wadar at this point. Just make sure you don't select travel with him. Then talk to Lumdo one more time to go to Atoll. This is basically the end of what they would call Chapter 1. Once you arrive in Atoll, head west, sticking to the coastline until you see a mahogany tree. Go to the tree, then run north. Stop point. There will be multiple poisonous monsters and NPCs that attack you here, but make sure to activate Protect from missiles. As you get near the gate to Atoll, you will be attacked by arrows, which can deal crazy damage really quick. Protect from missiles or spam eating food is definitely necessary here. Once you get close enough to the gate, you'll be knocked out and thrown into a prison. Waking up, you'll see 2 gorilla guards patrolling outside the cell. This is definitely one of the more annoying parts of this quest. Basically, you need to pick the lock on the front of the prison cell door and escape without the gorillas noticing you. If they do catch you, you will be knocked out, take 10 to 20 damage, and be put back in the cage. A lockpick here makes potentially failing to open the door much less likely, which is very helpful because you have a very small window of time to escape in between the guard switching patrols. To do this properly, wait about a minute and note the paths of the guards. Every time the gorillas switch, the new one will patrol around the entire prison 2 times. As soon as either guard is beginning to leave their route for the second time to switch, you should pick the lock on the door. To make it easy, do it when the guard is right here. Assuming you successfully unlock the cell, run out of the prison when the guard is right here. I would not recommend clicking outside and expecting a perfect escape. You should click right at the beginning of the cell hallway, then click outside, just to make sure your timing is right. Once you successfully exit the prison, head north into the jungle. Once you're in the jungle, head east until you see Karam in the bushes near the crafting shop. He is somewhat hidden here, so just make sure you look carefully. Once there, travel south past the large door, staying in the grass. Staying in the grass prevents the monkey archers from shooting you. It's worth it to activate Protect from missiles here just in case they see you. Once you're past the building, run around the castle and in between the 2 buildings until you find Garkor. Talk to him where he will tell you to go find Zooknock. From here, activate Protect from Missiles again and run west through the grass until you reach a doorway to the north. Stop point. Once you walk in that door, in that room, you must stay on the dark brown spots on the ground. If you don't, you'll be caught by the guards and thrown back into the jail. Walk in the door, and from the doorway, walk east and north and search this stack of crates to find monkey dentures. Then search the southeasternmost crates, which will prompt you to drop down into a cave. This does deal some damage, so just make sure you aren't super low. Once in the cave, head north until you find some crates, which you will search for Amulet Mould. At this point, we're at somewhat of an intermission in this quest, so you can teleport out if you need to. Stop by a bank and get some more food and or potions. The next part of the quest involves an extremely long run through a cave that is full of prayer draining NPCs that also hit pretty damn hard. So make sure you have plenty of food, prayer potions, and run energy restoration items if you can. Once ready, head back to Atoll the same way you got here, by going to the second floor of the Grand Tree to talk to G.L.O, then flying to Atoll from the hangar. Once you are back in Atoll, head southwest until you find the entrance to a tunnel, marked here. Once in the dungeon, you have to run through a very long and winding cave to the very end. There's a shitload of NPCs in here, all hit hard, and some can drain your prayer. Activate Protect from melee for as long as you can while running through this. There's also random unavoidable damage in the form of falling rocks that happen, so just be wary of that. Additionally, near the end of the cave there are claw traps that you can easily avoid by stepping one square in front of them, then running past them. Basically like most traps in OSRS. Once you successfully move through the cave, you'll see Zooknock at the end. Talk to him, then use your Amulet Mould, Gold Bar, and Monkey Dentures on him. He should give you an enchanted bar. If he does not, make sure you talk to him. You cannot leave this place without that enchanted bar. Once you have the bar, we've reached the, second intermission point of this quest. I would recommend teleporting out, banking, and returning to Atoll, especially because if you don't, you'll have to run back through that stinky cave maze. Fill your inventory the same way you've been. Food, a couple anti-poisons, some prayer pots, etc. Once you're back in Atoll, head northwest and get caught by the guards and placed in the jail cell again. Escape the same way you did previously. Once you're out, activate Protect from Missiles, then head east towards the castle door. Prior to entering, activate Protect from Melee. Then enter the castle. There are gorilla guards all over the place here. Certain guards, the ones that have beards, are those weird kind of mobs that you can't run through and have to run around, which can be extremely annoying, so just be aware that you might need to do a dance or move them around a little bit so you can get to where you want to go. The specific destination here is the trap door at the end of the castle. An easy way to get there is actually to run upstairs, then take the ladder downstairs, thus avoiding the stupid anchor arms gorillas blocking your path. Either way, make your way down the trap door. Once you're down the trapdoor, use your enchanted bar on the wall of flames. From here, you can either teleport out or make your way out of the castle. The destination this time will be the house just west of the prison cell you've been in. Prior to moving on, use your ball of wool on the Amulet to create an M-Speak amulet, which you should equip. Once you have the amulet equipped and are at the Banana Garden building just west of the prison, wait and watch for the monkey's aunt. She is patrolling the area like the prison guards, and if she catches you, she will call the guards and you will be put in jail. She has a much longer patrol, so this is easier than the prison one. Just wait for her to move out of the garden. Once it is safe, run over and talk to the child. You need to move very quickly through the dialogue here, so try your best to read fast and keep an eye on the monkey's aunt. If at any point she does catch you, you can try to climb the ladder near where you are, where you will be safe from the guards. Just don't talk to the monkey's uncle upstairs, because he'll call the guards as well. Tell the monkey child you are his uncle, where he will tell you that he needs to collect 20 bananas. Immediately go and collect 5 bananas from the nearby trees. That's all you really need. Hiding from the aunt will likely overlap in between these two steps. Once you have the bananas, Talk to the child again to give him the bananas, then ask to borrow his monkey talisman. Once you have the monkey talisman, it's time to head back to Zooknock. You can either teleport out here or maneuver your way east then south around the monkey settlement. Then west until you get to the cave. I wish I could tell you there was a shortcut for this damn cave this time, but no. You have to go through the whole thing again, so just make sure you have plenty of supplies like last time. Waddle your way through the cave until you get to Zooknock. Give him your monkey bones and monkey talisman, where he will then give you a Karamjan monkey Greegree. You'll know if you got the right bones, because if you don't have the Karamjan monkey Greegree, you got the wrong bones and will need to repeat almost all of this quest. Kinda like I did when I was recording this, and I don't really want to talk about. Teleport or travel to East Ardy from here. Enter the zoo and wield your monkey Greegree. Talk to the monkey minder, who will put you in the monkey cage. From here, speak with any of the monkeys with a talk option to get it to enter your inventory. Then unequip your Greegree and speak to the minder again, who will let you out. From here, you have to travel to the gnome stronghold by foot. You cannot teleport with the monkey in your inventory. Make your way to the gnome stronghold and enter the grand tree. Go to the second floor, talk to G.L.O, and travel back to Atoll. Once you're back in Atoll, wield your monkey Greegree, which will turn you into a monkey. You will not be attacked by anything on Atoll anymore. Once done, head to Garkor, just north of the landing site. Once you're there, make sure you have your Imspeak amulet equipped and talk to the Elder Guard near Garkor, who will tell you to speak with Kruk. From here, run west until you pass the main gate into Merim and get to the western shore of Atoll. Head south and up the hill, climbing the bamboo ladder and crossing the bamboo bridge. Take the ladder down and talk to Kruk, who will take you to King Awowogei. Once in the throne room, speak to Awowogei about an alliance. He will tell you to get a monkey from the Ardy Zoo. Little does he know you've already knocked this out. So speak to Awowogei again. The monkey will exit your inventory and the quest will continue with dialogue between you and Awowogei. Once done, exit the building and talk to Garkor one more time. He will give you the 10th squad sigil. Do not equip this right now, as this serves as the end of chapter 3 and the final intermission of this quest. All that's left here is defeating the final boss, the level 195 jungle demon. This monster is weak to range, possessing no range defense. I would personally recommend using that. You can also use magic, it will just take a little bit longer. Either way, as stated before, I would 100% use one of these two options because you can safe spot this boss from a distance. Prior, teleport to wherever you want, refill your supplies and equip your armor and weapons of choice. Then equip the 10th squad sigil, which will teleport you into the fight. There's a few different strategies on the wiki for this fight, but I keep it pretty simple. Activate Protect from Magic, melee it once, then run across the bridge to your left. Stay at the end of the bridge and range it down. This is honestly so easy I don't bother with anything else. The only caveat to this, and any of the methods really, is that you have to deal the final blow and not the 10 squad gnomes. If they deal the last hit, the demon will heal 25% and the fight will continue. This is really just a nuisance, and it actually happens to me one time in this recording. Luckily, I just kept at it and was able to deal the final blow on the second opportunity. Like I said, guys, I know there's other methods, but this is such an easy way, and it really makes the end of this quest somewhat anticlimactic, which I am totally 100% okay with after running through that cave on two separate motherfuckers. Once you defeat the jungle demon, talk to Garkor, then to Zooknock, who will take you back into Atoll. From there, teleport out and head to the Tree Gnome stronghold. Talk to the king on the first floor of the Grand Tree, which will end this quest. Before you move on, make sure to talk to G.L.O on the southeastern side of the second floor of the Grand Tree to get all of your combat XP for this quest. It's a good chunk you don't want to miss out on. Aside from that, sit back and be proud, man, because you have finally finished Monkey Madness 1 and can finally wield the honestly iconic Dragon Scimitar. Congratulations, friend, you have more than earned it.